try to learn too much. What's wrong with that, Jeff?
Because now you start to ask questions. Because when change comes, you may lose power. If I control the knowledge, if I control the resources, or even if I control the way you think, and that's what we've been talking about earlier, I don't need you to think. I don't need you to, I want you to stay on this chapter, Jeff.
Yeah.
Don't read the back of the book.
Oh, wow.
Don't read the back of the book. Stay here, because when you start reading the back of the book, you're going to start to ask for me to change.
Why is this pastor only hitting 5 books?
Because that fit his agenda. And that's even with the African American experience. They wanted African American pastors that was in subjection to the status quo.
Yes.
And they kept us focused on pie in the sky.
You know what, to this day, we see that too. We will see politicians enter the pulpits at black churches. Exactly. And they only come election time.
It's election.
And we just let them in.
Yeah, come on in. I heard this, and this really disturbed me years ago. I belonged to a church here in Chicago, and the pastor that I had told us that they were on a conference call with Clinton. So they basically, telling these pastors who they should vote for and basically giving them the script. And the one word is responsibility. A lot of people don't want to take responsibility for themselves. So you have a group of people that want to believe a lie. They want the pastor to tell them what to do. Yes. So at the end of the day, it's his fault that I failed. And the pastor liked it. He don't want the guy saying, hey, I'm going to stand up and take responsibility for myself. If I fail, it's on me.
Yeah.
And that's where we all should be.
They want to believe the lie.
They want to, because the lie is comfortable and it's working. The lie is working.
It's working.
I got the car in the garage. Right. My kids are doing well. I'm Elder Jones. I'm looking good, doing well. I'm respected on my job, even though I might have a cocktail here and there.
Right.
And a person might smell alcohol on my breath and don't want to believe it because they want to.
Right.
They're going to lie for me.
Right.
Because I need to fit the image they want to have.
And they want to, whatever's working, they want it to continue to work.
Working.
So they keep it compartmentalized.
Exactly.
This is huge, brother. Let's close on this note. You gave me this book, The Crisis of the Negro Intellectual, man, a few years ago. First of all, why'd you give me the book?
Even though we have all these African American colleges and blacks go to other universities, but people, the general public, don't believe we got black intellectuals.
Right.
And I say, you are a black intellectual, so I gave you the book because a lot of the positive qualities in here you fit.
Yeah.
And then I believe that a lot of the negative qualities in there you could understand and relate to.
Yes, and see, I'm glad you gave me the book because as I became one who sought after academia, I started to see how one can lose oneself. And you talked about that earlier, how you can get lost in the collector. Yeah, you can lose yourself, and not only lose yourself, you can lose yourself as an African American. You can lose yourself as somebody who came from the hood. You can lose yourself as someone who once had an affinity and love for his or her friends, but because you became an intellectual, you started to love all of that's considered intellectual. We live in an age now where most of our black leaders are corporatized.
Exactly.
That's the crisis.
They're going to tell him behind the scenes, why shake this up? It's working. It's working. Why? It's working. What I really appreciate from you is you've always been a friend.
Yeah.
A friend. You weren't my friend because it was working.
I like that. I like that. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Oh, man. Chilling with Jeff Jones today.
Beautiful guy,
minister, thinker, avid, voracious reader, and philosopher. And we appreciate all of you joining us today. We'll hit you back on the McClendon Report.
My man.
Yes, sir.
This is almost a prophecy.